Hey everyone, happy Friday. I was severely sick all last week, so I'm sorry it's been 2 weeks since I've posted anything. But I'm 10 times better, I'm feeling great, and I'm back. Today I wanted to talk about dumb questions. Okay. This is interesting because I'm sure we've all heard the phrase, there's no such thing as a stupid question, right? But then you hear questions like, why is the sky blue? I wonder how the trees got here. I wonder what created or who created roads. Like, whose idea was it? Or dumb questions like personal, like when you walk up to someone and you're like, why are you the way you are? Why do you act the way you do? Right? Like some people might consider those, that's a dumb question. Why would you ask me that? Or it might be something common sense related, right? Um, if like you're driving down the road and you're driving in the other lane and you're like, am I driving in the right lane? Like, obviously, no, you're not, you know? So there's all kinds of levels of dumb questions, right? But here's the thing about dumb questions is when you ask someone or even yourself a dumb question, like what you or someone else may perceive as dumb, you might very literally be opening up Pandora's box. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay? People consider dumb questions offensive. They can be rhetorical. They can be, like I said, common sense related. They can be the answer is right in front of you, obvious, like what color is your hair, right? But so here's the thing. A perfect example of that is if somebody asked me, what color is your hair? And clearly you can see it's like blonde or dirty blonde, right? I wouldn't consider that a dumb question because this is not my natural hair color. So it's almost like the person asking me can tell that this is not my natural hair color. So they're asking me, what is my hair color? So when you look at it from that perspective, they're not so dumb now, are they? They're actually smarter than you think they are. Right? Or a question, so it might open, a bigger conversation. Like, well, my hair color is auburn. I started, and then there's this connection that happens. I started dyeing it when I lived in Florida, when I moved down to Florida. That was the first time I actually ever dyed it. And I started dyeing it because, and then you go into this whole conversation. And because that one person asked that dumb question, now they may be able to relate to you some way because you just told the story behind the question that they just asked you, right? Dumb questions are actually perceived as naive, um, but they're also considered to be open-minded people ask dumb questions. Intuitive people ask dumb questions. Believe it or not, it is very true. Like, if your best friend is getting married and You know who they're getting married to. You have no qualms, no negative feedback, nothing like that about who they're marrying. But you simply just go up to the person and say, are you sure this is what you want? Again, offensive, right? That person may be like, why are you questioning why I am deciding to marry this person? Or they may be very shocked, like, do you know something that I don't about this person? And it's like, no, I don't. I'm just simply asking because I care about you. And I want to make sure that you feel truly like you are making the right decision. That's all. Oh, okay. Well, thanks, but yeah, I do feel like I'm making the right decision. Or maybe it might get them thinking a little bit harder and be like, nobody's actually ever asked me that. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't really know. These are things that dumb questions actually bring to light. So if you are one of those people that are very inquisitive, you're very curious, you might be one of those people that close-minded people consider naive or ignorant or asking dumb questions, right? Like, she always asks a bunch of really weird questions. I don't know. It's kind of invasive, right? It's not invasive. It's only invasive because it makes you uncomfortable, right? I mean, that's the truth. So, anyways, it is very important to know that these naive questions, being inquisitive, being curious, asking dumb questions, it is 100% not a sign that you are stupid. It's quite literally the opposite. That you're very smart and you're very intuitive. You see through people, right? You kind of get to the bottom of something very quickly because you just get straight to the point. Ask those questions, right? Instead of beating around the bush. So anyways, that's my tidbit for this week. Give it some thought. I know it's a lot for some people to wrap their brains around, but it is true. And it's actually something that was taught in Stanford University. I teach it in the courses that I teach, that dumb questions is a good thing. It's a sign of intelligence. Okay, so with that said, if you've always felt dumb for asking dumb questions, you're welcome. You're not so dumb after all, are you? Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and we will see you next week or the week after. Probably next week. Okay, bye.